Guys, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the check-in show, game week 2, and a lot of good goals, a lot of good moments, some not so good moments, which I guess we will get into definitely at some point. But yes, hey Rhythm, thank you Anshuman. Hello Jabba. Now Newcastle knows who's the boss. Oh God, don't start already, yeah. Come on. Hey Nitesh. Hey Vedant. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Speaking of which, oh my god, they are just as bad, honestly. Inter beat Torino 5-0. Okay, okay, okay. Didn't know that. Inter trying to do a little title charge here, I see. Um, I'm blessed in life I witnessed Newcastle versus Liverpool. I mean, that's one way of looking at it, dude. That was a crazy game, though. I was almost falling asleep when Liverpool were down to 10 men. Thank God I didn't fall asleep, though. Good evening, Akash. Good evening, or should I say good evening? Depends on how you look at life. Okay, I'm just going to quickly share this video on Twitter because we are live. While you all are here, definitely please, if possible, share it as well. That would be great. We'll wait till a few people show up and then we'll get to it straight away. Let's not waste any time. We'll be here for an hour, talk about the games and talk about the coming week. Why didn't you do the watch along? Well, initially I planned on going for my monthly hospital visit, doing my checkups. So I had to go to sleep because it's that thing where you have to get certain amount of hours of sleep. But in the end, it got cancelled last minute. So in the end, I couldn't do the live stream, and I didn't go to the hospital. So kind of an L, honestly. Have to be honest. All right, where you? Okay. Now that that's done, we can get that out of the way. Hey, Dhruv. Hello, hello, hello. Yes. Where are we? Enough people rolled on in. Some updates from some news as well. Uh, I mean, I don't know if it's good news or not, but definitely some we got some more news regarding possible outgoings. Not necessarily what I was hoping for, but we have 1 week left in the season. Let's see if we can do something or not. Hey Ram, hey Ram. Good evening. Oh my God, Garnacho, man. Let's just move on with this already. I'm fed up. Thoughts on the Kobe situation? We'll get into it. Should we start after? Apparently, talks are advanced, Ram. If I'm being honest with you, I don't know what that means, to be very frank. It's extremely vague and it could literally mean anything. I mean, it literally could mean anything. Your guess is as good as mine. How close? How far? God, yeah, what is this Twitter? Seriously. Should we start? Or should we wait a little bit? How's everybody's day going? How's everybody's evening going? What have you all been up to? Have you all been keeping up with the news? I wish I wasn't keeping up with the news, to be honest, but yeah, that happened. There's no suggestion of Kobe Manu agitating to leave Manchester United just now. Oh, just now. Okay, Simon Stone. Yeah, I mean that's all well and good and all, dude. But at the end of the day, I mean, not to sound like an absolute downer, he still isn't exactly signed his contract, has he? And herein lies the problem. He's not signed his contract yet. I mean, it's absolutely all well and good saying saying whatnot, but at the end of the day, he has not scored. I mean, sorry, not scored. He has not signed his contract, so this is the real problem. Hey Anish, hello Ayush. I think we should start now. I feel we should get on with it. I'll never forgive Abram if Kobe leaves like this, bro. If you say things like that, people will just call you negative. You know what I'm saying? Losing Kobe will biggest L United will take. I think we have taken some pretty big L's, dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about the. I don't know how to feel. I do not know how to feel about the Kobe Minu situation. Thanks for the comment reply. There's no need to thank me, Anish. This is perfectly fine. Yeah, but this one will be the biggest, bigger than. Bayern is going for Nicholas Drogba Jackson. Yeah, come on. How is everyone? How much would you, Rashad Rahman from Barcelona saying, how much would you accept for Fermin? Stop pretending like you're going to sell him, man. Current narrative, Dhruv just sent a message. The current narrative that everyone is pushing about being out of favor, not fancied by Ruben, not suitable for Ruben setup is total utter rubbish. AKA a stupid Twitter narrative. Okay. Kobe Mainu still 20 years old, still developing, and yet is still playing a very important role in the team. If you can't see that, your agenda is blinding you. Bro, he's not come on the pitch for 2 days. That's an interesting sentence to begin with. Our agenda is blinding us. Okay. Ruben has been in charge of 43 games. Kobe has been involved in 28 of them. Kobe's missed 9 games through injury. That only left 6 games he wasn't a part of. Of the 28 games he's part, 15 starts. Okay. Now, the biggest thing people seem to be overlooking and ignoring Kobe's injury record. Last season, he missed 83 games, 83 days, 18 games due to injury. Nobody's overlooking that. We've been discussing that actually. Adam. The season before, he missed 88 days, 21 games. Again, Adam. We are quite aware of this. We don't get into the hype that much. That almost half the season. That's what I said. For the last 2 seasons, he's missed through injury. That's also what I said last. Just think about that for a second. There's no need to think about that for a second, my friend. We are up to speed. Ruben isn't stupid. He knows all about Mainu, his strengths, his weakness, and where he needs to grow and develop. He used him to great effect last season. He used him to great effect last season. Okay. The CM roles both 6 and 8 in his formation take a lot of stamina, and we do not want Kobe getting injured again. So we'll just throw Bruno under the bus. Thanks, Adam. You've got to be cautious with him. Were you cautious with Rooney at 20 years old? Interesting. Interesting. Whether you like it or not, he's an integral part of the team. He can play 6, 8, or 10, and if we get any injuries, he will step up straight in and probably be a starter. But there is absolutely no need to rush him or try to shoehorn him in the starting 11 for the sake of it. Fucking hell, dude. There's no need to rush him. Have you been watching us play football the last 5 games? He will play a big part this season, will continue to build up his stamina, strength, and all around. What has he been doing all this time? Take Phil. No, man, I don't want to take Phil Foden as an example, man. Get out. Phil Foden. Age 18, 329 minutes. What's that got to do with anything, man? Age 19, 1110 minutes. Age 20, 17, 72 minutes. Age 21, 3300 minutes. Age 22, 3008, 184 minutes. Now compare that to Kobe Mainu. 87 minutes at 17, 2400 minutes at 18, 2069 minutes at 19. You'll notice instantly Pep East Foden. Oh, yeah, but Pep could have. Bro, this is. Anyway, all right. Fair enough. Thank you, Dhruv. I get some of it for sure. Some of it I definitely still don't agree on. Barcelona will not sell Fermin Lopez. Yeah, legend. I know. That's why I found it funny that that man's asking that question. Betis has sent a bid to United for Garincha. They don't know if United is going to. It's not a bid, my friend. It's a loan. It's a loan, Ram. United still want a straight sell. There's that issue, unfortunately for us. United urgently need a tempo controller, and why Ruben always goes 3-4-3. It's not necessary to only have and play in that formation. Why not a 4-3-3, 4-1-2-3, and or other absolutely dumb? Well, it's not dumb, Anish, and I'll explain why. The reason it's not dumb is because he actually does not play in other formations. In fact, it would be a very interesting thing to check when's the last time he has played a back four. I don't think he's ever played with a back four. Definitely. So I don't know if he ever know how to play a back four in the sense of what he wants out of a team. I don't know if he can get that out of the players by playing a back four. Saiti was ranting about Bruno. Of course he was, dude. Of course he was. He's just bitter and he's just sad. He's talking about standards, but for the last 5 years, yeah, no man, let it be. He's just negative and he just cries a lot. Like no one else is suffering, dude. No one else is suffering. He was also ranting about Amarim. So, hey Mo. But Phil with less minutes was never started. Kobe has been started under ETH. Less minutes is a demotion for him. Exactly. I don't know. That's an interesting thing that Dhruv sent us, which is fine. I mean, it was a good read for sure at that point of time to get a perspective. But if you ask me, I find he's missed out really important key factors. Like he's not played any minutes in the last 2 games. He came on for 20 minutes when we really needed him in the Europa League final, and that man said that we have used Kobe Mainu the right way, and he also said, what did he say? There's no need to rush him. I mean, it's too late for that, isn't it? What's your go-to alcoholic beverages and non-to? My non-alcoholic beverage would be a nice fresh lime water. Some people just do it for views, never take them seriously. It's not about that, Vedant. It's how you come off. By the way, thank you for the support on the video, guys. I'm glad you all are enjoying the videos. I'm glad people are interacting with the videos. It's not that he's just ranting, dude. I also let me be very honest, since we are being upfront here. In about 28 hours, we are going to play Grimsby Town. If we lose to Grimsby Town, all of us are going to be really, really angry. And some of us will, rightfully so, in my opinion. And I know I said I'll back Amarim until the end of the season. But if we lose to Grimsby Town, I have a sad feeling he's going to get sacked, because there is just no excuse to lose to Grimsby Town. There is no excuse to lose to Grimsby Town. If he plays players out of position and we lose to Grimsby Town, he just hates saying it, man. He deserves to be sacked. Grimsby Town and Burnley. If we can't beat them, then there's just no point of in thinking about the rest of the games this season. There really isn't, honestly. Do you think it's worth to watch United anymore since Ole? Nothing has changed. The last time I enjoyed really watching United was under Ole when we came second. Yeah, but he was a PE teacher, right? He had no style of play. Ugh, bro, it's a lot more style than we are currently playing with. That's for sure. Um, Listen, dude, I will watch United because that's all I know. I'm not going to start watching another league because my team's horrible. We go down to the championship, I'll watch the games. I don't know where I'll watch the game, but I'll watch it. Uh, Mic is a little low. Interesting. How about now? Is that better? Maybe I need to get a little closer to the mic. But as I was saying, yeah, I'm going to watch it till the end, bro. But I understand if you're fed up. I understand if lots of people are fed up. What I would say is, really? Guys, you all need to back in and back out then because on the OBS it's saying it's picking up my voice. Just do me a favor and just back in and back out if possible. That would be great. And then let me know. Sometimes YouTube does this on the back end. What was I saying? Sorry. Where was I? Let me just scroll up quickly. We'll get into the game week soon, guys. I want your thoughts on the game week. Yeah, the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thing. Yeah, PE teacher in it. What else to say? Fresh lime water. Yes, fresh lime water is definitely my go-to. Yeah, I quite enjoy it personally. I have one perspective in a two-man mid with just 2 games in the fan base is reacting as if Amram has benched Mainu for half a season. The problem is, Dhruv, there's just no excuse for him not to play football. That's a great point, but there's just no excuse for him to not play football, especially in the Arsenal game when we were losing. Fulham game, you can go, okay, whatever, they scored 73rd minute, but he got no minutes in both games. He brought on defenders in both games when we needed a win, or we needed to get a goal. So Mo saying, I don't know if Bruno and Cass midfield will get us anywhere. Well, Mo, I'll tell you this. At halftime when we were doing the watch along, I said, sub him off, and let's see. Because people seem to think other people can do a better job. I think Amarim's picking Bruno because he does the best job. Could be a terrible theory, but we'll never find out at this rate. Hello, Anshuman. Good evening. Did you meet Giant? No, dude. I have not heard from Giant. I think they're doing their own thing as well. No, dude. He's not come alone. So let's see what happens. Also, I don't know if he's in the north or south. He could not be here. That's why. Why are we not signing a midfielder? Why? I'm pissed now. Well, Odyssey of Rohit. Rohit, if I'm being very honest with you, the claim is we have no money and we need to wait for sales. So let's assume that is still the case. Yes, he should have substituted Bruno, but I guess Amarim was relying on Bruno's X factor. But Dhruv, here's the thing, right? That's still no excuse for Kobe Mainu to get 0 minutes. He took out, we had 4 10s on the pitch. Cunha, mbeumo, Mount, Bruno. He could have taken out one of them. He ended up taking out Mount, who was probably the best player out of the 4 of them. If you don't count Cunha's misses. Mbeumo was off. Could have easily taken off mbeumo. And brought in Kobe and play him either in 10 or 6. He didn't do it. He brought on defenders, which is really sad. Really sad and unexplained. Not really, you can't really explain it either. Was same as the other stream. Okay, fine. Turned it up a little bit. We won. Yes, we will get into that, Biko. Congratulations. I feel for Sesko, not a single pass in what Dallo is doing. People say Dallo had passion to play, but previous match, where was he? Wing back are not working and he's going forward at the back. Anish, I will say this. One cross was made while Sesko was on the pitch in the last game. It was by Dallo. In the game before that, no crosses were made when Sesko was put on the pitch. And that was Ahmad. Dallo came on for 25 minutes this game. I don't know why people are blaming Dallo. People wanted Ahmad to start, Anish. There was no crosses for Ahmad for 60 plus minutes. Whether you have passion or not, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, crosses didn't come in from either of them, really. So, yeah. We can't even sack him all. LOL. Which manager plays back three anymore? Simeone is not coming. He's failing La Liga. Inzaghi got a fat paycheck because the players we have bought, they are Amarim style. Well, here's the thing, bro. If you were to take what is being said at face value, Ineos's group has decided to buy players that are more fluid instead of a system-based player. Maybe that is why we aren't doing well. But I believe it is done that way. So if Amarim gets sacked, we can do something with these players. Newcastle played really well. Wirtz needs to bring his physical strength. Bro, I told you. Don't get gassed with that guy, man. Don't get gassed with that guy. Bundesliga and Premier League is different. Just because you pay a lot of money doesn't mean you'll get what you're paying for straight away. We would have too many centre backs, no wingers now. Cunha and Bruno position would clash in a 4-3-3. We have deep. So here's the thing, right? I think Brian Mbeumo has played right wing for Brentford, depending on what Thomas Frank had at the time. Cunha can play in the 10, and he can help out in the midfield with Bruno and whoever else is in the midfield. The only problem is who would we put at left wing? A left wing issue will be a problem. Unless we play Shaw and Dogu at left wing, because Dogu has played wing as well. So we could do that, but it's a problem. I will not judge or be furious at Amarim's team selections or substitutions till the window ends. Some people are overreacting. 2 matches, 1 good loss, 1 horrible away draw. Ashish, I get it, but at the same time, there are some things that are not excusable. And waiting for the transfer window is going to end next week, Ashish. You tell me something. If we lose against Grimsby Town, are you going to be that kind? Because should we be losing to Grimsby Town irrespective of players? The last time we played a League 2 team, Anthony got a goal and an assist. Anthony was balling out. So you tell me, is there a limit to this punishment you're willing to take? I suppose that is my point. Anyway. That is one of the thoughts I have about that. One complaint, why would you play your top scorer out of position? Bruno at 6 will not get any output. How hard is it to understand? It's not hard to understand, Vedant. And by the way, I think we should not think that mbeumo and Cunha should be a fixed number 10s because mbeumo is not looking match sharp. We need to do something about that as well. All I've been hearing since Sporting's time of Amarim that he's really good at developing players from the academy. Man, we are effing selling our academy players. Which players is he developing from the academy? None, bro. And Wayne Rooney bought this up last season. So this is not this season right now. Last season, Wayne Rooney said when Klopp came in, the whole youth system, everyone started playing the way he wanted to play. So there's a proper pipeline into the first team. He said apparently the younger, because obviously his son, right? His son played an under 18s game last week and he scored a goal even as well. Kai, can't wait for that. That day is going to be epic for us. He said, how are the youth supposed to gel into this team if they are not copying the same formation? And he's right. Say what you want about the United pundits, but that is a great point. How is he supposed to develop? We play 5 at the back and scored 1 goal from a set piece. Who's the real Stoke? Ahmad is left-footed. He can't cross. But Pranav, this is the thing, right? People wanted Ahmad to start over Dallo. That is the point. And Ahmad's pretty two-footed when he wants to be. Then Amarim shouldn't pick Ahmad at all, Pranav, or put him on the left-hand side. Either way, that's a choice he's making. Amarim completely effed up his substitutions against Fulham. No excuse. Menu should have been on the pitch. There's no doubt. What about the first game, dude? The first game we bought defenders too. We were losing that game and we bought defenders. We'll see what happens, yeah? Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, but these things have to be called out. Otherwise, what's the point? Hello, Abhijit. Also, in the last year and pre-season and these 2 games, I really don't know how centre-forward is supposed to score with this play style. Amarim has started lying about Kobe and fighting first place. Well, this might be my thoughts, dude. Except for Bruno, I think everyone is not being honest with us. That is a thought I've had for a long time. But maybe that's what he believes. We have the King Tarat to mesmerize OT at the wing. I mean, technically we do, but Apparently talks are advanced for him. Anthony, we might not he might not actually end up going because they want some kind of obligation of sale. They don't want to loan them to Betis. So let's see. What's fighting for a place for 20 minutes? What in the waffle? But I mean, listen, man. You know. Also, until we sort out our mid, whether we play 3 at the back, 4 at the back, 5 at the back, we won't play and we'll get battered. I agree. I completely agree with you. But who makes the picks? That's what, no. It's very easy to blame the players, but who's picking the players? It's not about the horrible away draw, man. Fulham's players, no disrespect for Fulham, but their players are picking out to counter Ambram style coming in the press, seeing we can outrun the midfield. I'm sure you guys heard what Iwobi and everybody said after the match. They were prepared. They were totally prepared for it. Ugarte, I can't talk about him. But this is what I'm saying, right? This is what I'm saying. I think Bruno is the best player. That's why he plays. I'm pretty sure of it. Otherwise, what is the excuse for Bruno to play in the pivot? Hello, Aditya. Good evening. Then why are we buying other players when midfielder is the one we need? Because without midfield, we ain't winning anything, not even top 10. Well, see, the problem with this question, Rohit, is a question I cannot answer even if I wanted to. Why did we buy 2 10s before bolstering our double pivot? Right? Now, as much as I like Brian mbeumo, he's looked off the boil this season so far. Right? Of course, he can get fitter and better for sure, but why are we starting both of them? We are not starting Sesko, but we're starting mbeumo. If mbeumo needs to get fit, let him get fit as well, like how you're treating Sesko. Let Bruno play up front and play Kobe or Ugarte behind them. He has the options to pick 10s. He just keeps picking the same 10s. So, and he could have easily bought Cunha and then bought in a 6. And then maybe if we had money, we could have gone for mbeumo later on. No winger really wants to play as a wing back. No, that is why Kenda signed, or Kenda, however you say it. That's why he signed for. That is why he signed for. Excuse me. That is why he signed for Chelsea, because apparently he didn't want to be a wing back anymore. That's why because apparently he was the odds-on favorite to sign for Amorim. And the reason he apparently didn't sign, or one of the reasons he didn't sign for Amorim, is because he didn't want to play wing back anymore. Fair enough, man. You don't want to play wing back. Why would you come here? I agree. I agree. It's your career, right? What? West Ham are in links to sign Andre Onana on loan. Onana is now Onana is now unhappy at Manchester United. Graham Bailey. Apologies for that. Okay. Read that out. Where are we? Amarim is ruthless but selective ruthless, which is not ruthless at all, is it, bro? Same as ETH benching Ronnie, selling De Gea, but can't have enough balls to bench Rashi. Same as Amarim calling out everyone, can't bench Bruno, can't bench Mount, can't call out Onana. Exactly. Hello, Pranay. I'm good, Pranay. I wish I could say I was better, but I'm not. I'm okay. There's something very interesting that was said, right? Apparently, I don't want to do this again, but I don't know if you read this, but apparently it's not just Amarim and Wilcox that doesn't want Onana. Apparently, the higher ups also don't want Onana. So basically, and I don't want to start anything here because I don't want to be that guy who started something here. But basically, what I read into that is ETH used his veto and basically sold David De Gea. And that, my dear friends, has made me really, really angry. Because I believe that is true now, sadly. I really do. Because I read it somewhere today. And that is really, really, really disappointing. That's all I'll say about that. Really, really disappointing. I wish I could find where that is. I can't find it right now. But I definitely read it somewhere. Apparently the higher ups also want to basically get rid of Onana. What else? What else can you say about that? Anyway, excuse me. Why is our goal scoring statistics are so low? Even last year it was in minus, and this year too we haven't scored a goal from open play. Rohit, this is what I'm saying, right? Normally people say everyone relies on Bruno. If Bruno doesn't do anything, nothing happens. Well, now Bruno's playing even deeper. What's happening? Nothing. It is so easy to blame Bruno. What are the wingers doing? Nothing. Bruno is the proverbial scapegoat for everything. Today they have two tens. They have an inverted nine at the moment, or a false nine. They have wing backs who are supposed to cross. Why are we not scoring goals? Do you think if we don't get a midfielder, suggest the board is not 100% sold on Amarim? Suraj, if we don't get a midfielder, it only suggests to me that these people are just as bad as the Glazers. Because whether you're sold on Amarim or not, it doesn't take a genius to tell you that we need more midfielders. That's all I can say about that. Kobe has had 7 goals in his senior career. 3 of them are winners or leads taking goals, or lead taking goals, and other 2 were very important equalizers. Don't tell me he has to fight first place. It gets up. But this is what I'm trying to say, no, Abhijit. I am not saying it. The manager is saying it. I don't believe it at all, because how do I say this without sounding really arrogant? He is the one that is not putting him in the team. Oh, God, sorry. It's raining here, makes you drowsy. But yeah, he's the one not putting. He's saying things and then not putting him in the team. So you figure it out. West Ham goalkeeper, which is absolutely dog shit. So the news might be true. Not gonna lie. Yeah, that Hermanson fellow, no. 4th goal was really sad. ETH 2.0 loading. I think the mid signing is more on the board rather than Amarim. Then you know what, Dhruv? We should definitely have a midfielder before the season ends. Otherwise, there's no excuse. What's your thought on the manager sticking to 3-4-3 tactics and not changing playing style according to the game? Well, Pranay, I'll tell you this much, I'll just put it as simply as this: if the manager has never played a back four system, I don't know why he would start now. Because he did this at Braga, he did this at Sporting Lisbon, and now he's done it here. So I don't know if he's ever played a back four. You know, you can get away with this shit in Braga if you're playing badly, because Braga is never ever going to get relegated because they just don't have that bad a team. So he can try there, get players there, convert players there. It's a lot easier to do in places like this. But yeah, he's worse than ETH. God. Is there anyone in the world that wants Onana? Well, Al Neom wanted him last year from the Saudi League. He said no. AS Monaco wanted him last month. He said no. Now we're getting a new goalkeeper. He wants to run because he knows he's not going to go. Kobe Mainoo wants to leave MUFC after being marginalized by Ruben Amorim, Jamie Jackson. We just got something that said the opposite by Simon Stone at the beginning of the stream, Vedant. It's getting really confusing as to what's happening right now. Ineos was not there when we bought Onana. No. What I'm trying to say is that the higher ups didn't want him, Abhijit. The higher ups didn't want him either. Remember, Ten Hag had a veto. They were the Glazers had the contract ready for De Gea. I don't know if you remember this or know this. The contract was ready to re-sign David De Gea as a free agent. Eric Ten Hag vetoed him. So the only person that has liked Andre Onana since he's been here has been Eric Ten Hag. Not even the higher ups. He used his veto, which was in his contract, to basically get rid of David De Gea, and that is heartbreaking. Because literally nobody wants him. Ineos doesn't want him. Wilcox doesn't want him. Amorim doesn't want him. The Glazers didn't want him. Only Onana. Only Ten Hag wanted Onana. Really sad. सड़ेगा वो अंडर 21 में. Garnacho का क्या? Apparently the talks are really advanced, Aditya, whatever that means in transfer words. He probably will get that move to Chelsea. Bro, just get rid of them. We may be selling Ceballos. That opens up place for new midfielders. Yeah, Lucas Vasquez went, no? Lucas Vasquez has joined Bayer Leverkusen. God, just watch what Ten Hag does to him. It'll be cinema, as the kids like to say. Mids are our biggest issue. None of our midfielders go to any top PL side. Okay, but here's the problem, Dhruv. Why did we go buy Cunha first? Why didn't Ruben Amorim go for the player he needs first? See, anyway you look at it, Dhruv, you got to put something on this manager. Because if everyone is buying players without the manager, then maybe he should just leave. Maybe he really should just quit the job, because if he's not getting players that he wants, then maybe he should just leave the job. It's as simple as that. I wouldn't take it personally. I wouldn't. Why did Vasquez join Leverkusen? ETH ball, dude. He'll cook there. Mark my words. Mid has to be strong. That's where most of the games take place. Should try Menu and Ugarte cast for the EFL game. Ashish, I'm telling you right now, the sheer amount of people that will be Amorim out if we lose to Grimsby Town. That's all I'll say about that. The sheer amount of people that will not want Eric Ten Hag after if we lose to Grimsby Town. I no longer have to watch Onana bin Laden. Bro, Twitter is so brutal. Yeah. Seriously. Twitter is so brutal. Shout out to Elon. Shout out. He has created this. He has created this monster. Anyway. Hey, mistake. New goalkeeper Raz Hatka, who's a City fan, by the way. New goalkeeper midfield and wing back who can cross the ball. Bought a giraffe and not crossing the ball. Wait, what giraffe? Never mind, I know what you're talking about. What a giraffe. Hope now you get it that Amram never liked Onana. Like you said, he has no choice to stay now. Now the board understands that a goalkeeper is needed. Only thing is, Amram's priority was a CM then a GK if only. No, but dude, I never said Amram wanted him. Amram said he liked him. Amram has on record saying he liked him. Mistake it. Don't say anything. Don't lie though, because you lying is still a lie. You don't have to say he's one of the leaders. I like Onana. He's a great professional. Bro, just say he's a good goalkeeper. He made a mistake and let's move on. Bro, you have to have the same energy for Rashford, no, that you should have for Onana. You know? You can't say one guy is worse than my 60-year-old goalkeeping coach and the other guy is the leader. Because I know some people will say he can't tell the truth. He doesn't need to tell the truth. He just doesn't need to lie. Big difference, mistake. Big difference, I have to say. He's the one who openly, in very plain words, says he likes Onana. I didn't tell him to. The system is shit, Nathan. I have been saying this for a long time. It's not the players that create chances, it's the system. Excuse me. No players that good to create every chance on the pitch. I always said we need to get a goalkeeper first, then Onana will force out a move, but then I was BS according to you guys just because I'm not a big YouTuber. Wait, what? What are you talking about, dude? If there is anybody that did not like this goalkeeper, it is me. I am telling you that we need a midfielder more than we needed a goalkeeper, because we needed a midfielder when David De Gea was here. Nobody is saying it's BS according to you guys because you are big YouTubers. We're just being honest. We needed a midfielder longer than we've needed a goalkeeper, and I'm not even talking about Andre Onana. So no one's saying you're wrong, dude. But if you remember, we went for Baleba before Le Mans. We put in an actual bid for Baleba or whatever before Le Mans. So yeah. Alexander Isak has told his close teammates that he no longer wants to play for NUFC. Probably shouldn't be talking to him after they lost a match. PIF, wait, 1 minute ago, PIF all summer have maintained all summer that Isak would not be allowed to leave, but the pressure they are being put under by the player to force them to change their mind has been intense and unexpected. Meeting over, according to the Telegraph, Alexander Isak reiterated his determination to remain on strike until he gets his desired move to Liverpool. This is getting ugly, man. This thing's getting really ugly. Mark, oh, this is 20 hours ago. Anything else? Anything else? City Crystal Palace have made an official offer to Manchester City for Manuel Akanji. Okay. Bro, Newcastle took another L, isn't it? Jorgen Strand Larsen has said no to Newcastle. All right, let's get back to the chat, shall we? There is no excuse to lose to Grimsby Town. Damn right, buddy. Damn right. And anyone saying otherwise, no, is really, we have really lost. Vihan is here. Apparently, Chelsea can't sign any players because of UEFA guidelines. I can't believe this. Bro, really? How many players have you signed, Vihan? Seriously. Arsenal bought another defender. I will be one for sure. Shanks, yes. Shanks is saying yes. Wait, what? Yes, bro, yeah. We ain't losing to Grimsby. Burnley game will be tough. But should the Burnley game be tough, Suraj? That's the question. Should the Burnley game be tough? I guess you can say it's favoritism in the Cobby case, but the other guy is literally Bruno. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I lost all hope after that Europa final. Then I saw some light after the signing, but I don't think we can be successful under him and his back three obsession. I don't know. Should I defend him? Okay, here goes. This is my attempt to defend him. I don't think he knows how to play a back four. And what I mean by that, George, is I genuinely think, if I remember reading his data properly, he retired from Braga and became a coach. I think he just started out with a three back. I don't think he started out with a four back. I think his philosophies are strictly ensconced into him as a back three. I don't think he plays a back four at all. Now, you can call it an obsession. I just think that's the only thing he can do. Maybe he can go 3-5-2. Maybe he can go 3-4-2-1. Maybe he can go 3-0-7 like Thiago Motta. No midfield, because that's what it feels like sometimes. But I wouldn't say it's an obsession. I think this is all he can do. It's like asking Antonio Conte to play a back four. He doesn't really play a back four, does he? I'm out since the Fulham FA Cup loss. Hate me, but I've always said Mount would work better than Bruno in the midfield, and that's not Bruno's fault. Just like it's not Mount knows how to play in a pivot. Just like that, Mount knows how to play in a pivot too. Then he should probably be using him in a pivot too and just swap Bruno for Mount. They're right next to each other, but he's not doing that either. I don't want the management to hammer him. However, he should either change the tactics or get some holding midfielder. The first one is just not happening. I'm just letting you know now so you don't get disappointed later on. The first one's just not happening. I don't disagree that he's a good professional. Maybe he didn't sideline Onana because he knew if he sidelined everyone, he wasn't guaranteed signings in that position and we're not getting money for loan. Yeah, but mistake, he could have just gone with Bayindir. He could have gone with Bayindir after the Arsenal match where he actually deserved to play another game. Did Bayindir play another game after that? There's many ways you can look at it, man. There's many ways you can look at it. Anyway, we're getting a new goalkeeper now. That's all that matters, I guess. There's no need to talk about anything else. Oh my god. Someone just you know what? let's just make people feel even more stressed out. Apparently, no, that can't be right. Is that right? Oh my god. No, man, please. This better not be right. People are panicking because I think Grimsby Town has won their last 3 out of 5 games. Oh my god. I'm really hoping that that's not true. Bro, what kind of luck we have, man? We are getting League 2 teams that are currently in form. Oh my god, they have won their last 3 games out of 5. They haven't lost, by the way. 3 wins and 2 draws. Oh, and they're currently tied to get s- uh, a straight promotion into League One right now. They're behind MK Dons on the same points. They're 1 point away from the top. Oh, what luck here! Of course, Grimsby Town's in form just before we play them. Of course, what else would it be, bro? What else would it be? Grimsby Town in form just before playing us. Fantastic. And I have a question. What has Dallo done to be in leadership group or ex-captain or captain at the age of 18? I'll answer that question for you, buddy. That one, I'm waiting for. I've been waiting for that one forever. There's a volleyball club holding talks with Onana as they are impressed with the performance of United. I like that one, Red Devil 24. I like that. Newcastle's getting their money, still crying about the player. Dude, they're not getting their money though. They want more money. They want more money, and based on how much you paid for Words, I'd ask for more money too because I think Isaac is Premier League proven as well. On top of that, just saying, Dallo's Portuguese nationality bias. I think Raz Hatka. I'll be honest with you, right? Diego Dallo has been hyped up no by Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo had to single out a player that he was impressed with, or because he was talking about training, and he said Diego Dallo is a really good professional. And considering the 5 people that are on the sidelines right now that will not probably get back into this team, you see that just that is 5 players that were there last year playing games. Well, Malasia was playing games somewhere else, but yeah. Ex-captain who captained Ajax at the age of 18. Dude, after he left Ajax, he never became captain again. You know why? Because at the time he was a captain at Ajax, he was the center back. He was playing in a team that was significantly better, and he was surrounded by much more older and more experienced players, and they were the best team in the league. It's very different when you do that and then you come to a team that finished 8th in the Premier League. And I think, I could be wrong here. I don't want to say this, but I have a feeling. By the way, no one's blaming Delict for letting the ball go past. By the way, he could have also done better for that in that cross, but no one seems to be blaming Dallo, which I find interesting because I did pass Dallo before it went to ESR. But anyway, that's the game's over. There's no point talking about that. But I have a strange feeling that he might not. Either he does not like the kind of leader Delict is, or maybe there's a more strategic reason for the people he has chosen to be in the leadership group. Could be wrong, of course. I wouldn't know. NUFC is more like if Man United sell Garnacho for anything less than 50 million, I'll just give up. Not even 40 plus and nothing less than. Bro, we are not getting 50. We are winning both. I hope so, Ashish. I hope so. I hope so. I really do. Especially Grimsby Town. Madueke for 52, Dibbling for 45, Grealish for 50. Well, Grealish is actually gone on loan, I believe. Is there an obligation? I don't know. Garnacho 35. MUF of Chelsea and Garnacho. Well, not selling him now will just mean we'll get even less for him next year. Amram clearly said he ain't changing three at the back, so all those demanding it leave that thought. Yeah. Tyson Fury is no longer United fan. Thoughts? I think he should decide whether he wants to box or not first, George Muscle, because he can't seem to make his mind up half of the time. I don't know how many retirements that guy has. I wouldn't listen to him for sticking on an opinion personally. That is what I'll say. Cat is out of the bag now. I'll say it. Amarim is maximum Wolves level. Oh God, Wolves finished above above us last year, Abhijit. by goal difference, but still. He wasn't sidelined just because he's a good professional, not because he's a good goalkeeper. Not because he's a good goalkeeper. And we all know that Onana's liked by players in the dressing room as a person, not a goalkeeper. Yeah, I mean, he could still play Bayern, right? After the Arsenal game, no, Altay Bayern deserved to play football for Manchester United. He did not moving forward. Professional, good person, whatever. Altay Bayern earned a chance to play football for us, and he still didn't get it until this season. So let's see. Hey Nathan, we're so shit, bro. Hey Arup, it's been a while. PTSD MK Dons, yeah, if you know, you know. God. 130 is enough for him. He's not worth it because he's not Salah who can keep consistency. Yeah, but how do you know he's not worth? Because I can argue with you, say 100, whatever you paid for Wirtz is not worth it. You still paid it, no? That is all. That is all objective. Sorry, that is all subjective. I can right now tell you Florian Wirtz is not that money too. You still paid for it, didn't you? That's all I'll say about that, man. That is not really. That is really not a good enough reasoning on your end. Also, he played that much money for a non-Premier League proven player, I would say, on top of that. I simply do not understand why this coach is so stubborn. Why wouldn't you maximize your players' strength and hide their weaknesses? Not like we have shit players, bro. Slap a 4-4-3-3, 4-4-3. That's what the Glazers think the formation is. If you know, you know. A 4-3-3 and watch them. But Arup, here's the thing. I'll say it again, obviously. Let's just agree that Bayern makes Onana feel like prime Buffon. Bro, nobody here will agree with you on that mistake. Everyone thinks Onana, except for the corners, has looked better than Bayern. He created our only good chance in the Fulham game. He's the one big chance created guy. We created one big chance and it was Altay Bayern. No one's going to agree with you that. If you take away the corners, nobody's going to agree with you that, dude. Everyone in the chat, who thinks that based on the last two performances, obviously that's the only games he's played, makes Onana look like prime Buffon. Everyone in the chat was telling me if you take away the corners, he's actually looked better than in Onana instead of me for a change, which is nice because I don't like talking about the goalkeepers anymore. I'm fed up. Sorry, Arup, just to answer your question about the 4-3-3. 4-3-3. I have this theory that he's never ever played a back four. He retired at Braga because he played United. You know, he played against Evans a long time ago. And I think he retired at Braga. And I think he became a coach. He did his coaching badges in Braga. And basically, I think he just, for whatever reason, just started playing back three, whatever through his philosophy and his thought process. I don't actually think he can play a back four. So I don't know if he would even help us. He would probably be the next Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. People will say we are just here for vibes. Yeah, I don't know about that. It's an interesting thought. But everyone keeps asking why is he not playing 4-3-3, and I think that's actually the reason. Okay. At this point, you are Ruben Amram. You love Portugal too. What is this Dallo glazing? My God, I get it for Bruno, but Dallo never expected. I mean, to be fair, Jose Mourinho bought Dallo, dude. Jose Mourinho thought he was somewhat good, isn't it? If Jose Mourinho buys Dallo. Eric Ten Hag used Dallo a lot. Oli actually liked Van Bissaka, so I'm not going to say anything about that. But yeah. Yeah, I say nothing less than 50. We shouldn't sell to Chelsea after that. Saudi windows 12 September, so we can sell Ghana after that too. But if he doesn't want to go, you can't make him mistake. This is the problem. Hey Abhishek, how have you been, buddy? It's been a while. How are you feeling? Are you healing? Are you getting better? What's happening? Altay is the only player with a big chance, Creo. I didn't see Abhijit. He's written up below that. Sorry. 4-3, my bad. No, I was just finding it funny because I think the Glazers said that once. Or was it the Cronkies? I don't remember. As a mod, if anyone says Onana is better, will be banned for 2 days. हाँ तो वह कॉर्नर में ही कूद जाता है ना. But yeah, but that doesn't make Onana prime Buffon, dude. Onana let a ball go under him from a free kick in Turkey. So, you know, which bounced, by the way. Yeah. We play as if we have 8 players. Goalkeepers, 2 midfielders. This coach never uses the midfield. Never uses the midfield. Fucking frustrating, bro. I hear you. Snails Snail is saying, I feel like a midfielder is more important than a goalkeeper, and preferably both, but midfielder should be priority. Yeah, that's what I was telling Mystic, dude. It's like, I feel like we've been needing a midfielder when David De Gea was our goalkeeper, from that long ago, because Matic looked just inherently slow by the time we got him. But yeah, bro is a politician, not a tactician. This is a very good United fan, frustrating. Yeah. Only because of Bruno, these formation discussions are going on. What if we had Tonali and Bruno G, Rice and Zubi kind of players, two midfielders and yeah, but Red Devil, I hear you. I hear you. But I can counter that by simply saying that Mbeumo's looking off the boil. We could have put Bruno at 10 and we could have picked someone else there to play. Or as people say, play Mount there. Didn't really work, did he? He got subbed off, 3 minutes later when he went Bruno Mount. I don't know. Mount shouldn't have got subbed, by the way. That is my opinion. But this is what I'm saying. This is my kind of point. Like, people are saying because of Bruno, these formation discussions were being had last year too, when Bruno's playing wherever. Let's just put it that way. Wherever is the better way to explain it. At the end of the day, he has other players on the bench. He's playing 4-10s on the pitch. He is choosing to play 4-10s on the pitch. We have Xerxes on the bench. We got Menu on the bench. We got Ugarte on the bench. We got Sesko on the bench. And he's playing 4-10s on the pitch. Whose fault is that? Like, it's formation issues are right, Red Devil 24, but there's also other issues, unfortunately. Read my comment on the last video if you have time later. Yes. Do you think Amorim didn't play Menu because United want to sell Menu? United don't want to sell Menu. The contract's not signed, Raz Hatka. Apparently, the contract has been prepared, but he's not signing it. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. Signing Alejandro Garnacho is more of a priority to Chelsea than Xavi Simons. Oh, boy. That's a sentence you never thought. That's a sentence you never thought you'd be reading, but okay. That's an interesting take there. All right, shall we get into it? We have already been here for like what? Oh, almost an hour, and we haven't discussed anything about the game. So let's continue, shall we? Napoli are confident to get Rasmus Højlund deal done very soon. Loan with buy option clause to become mandatory. Wait, what? Loan with buy option clause to become mandatory for fee close to 45 million package. Contract until 2030 for Rasmus, waiting on exit terms agreement with United. Oh God, I think we're going to be doing Napoli watch-alongs this year. Seriously. You think it'll be better to play one DM instead of 3 centre backs and then play Bruno and Mount as the 8s? Dude, it's a matter of if he wants to do it at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what I think, sadly. Great thumbnails and rebranding. You have to thank Rhythm. Rhythm did it to us. He's not here at the moment, but yes. Oh, boy. Unbelievable. 45 million euros. What is this? In Japan, those who arrive early park further away to help people who park away to help late people park closer. All right, I think we should. Anyway, Rhythms, yeah. Rhythm with Ayush's picture. Am I seeing that right? I'm good, Rhythm. I'm good. Chelsea's downfall after Garnacho will be cheesecake. Okay. That was part of my comment on Forza Napoli. Fine. Tagged me in something. Okay, hold on. We'll read it. Bro, imagine versus United. Garnacho scores and hits the sewer at Old Trafford. Oh, Jesus. KV, yeah, I'm still trying to process what happened last night. Don't, dude. Don't. That, don't try to process that. Liverpool's doing Liverpool stuff. All right. Let me read this out. Mystica sent me something. Simply United. I don't know how reliable they are, by the way. Just for the record. Manchester United could reignite their pursuit for Brighton's Carlos Baleba with a minimum £100 price tag if Bruno Fernandes departs. Fernandes, who previously turned 100 million offer from Al Hilal, might still attract interest from Saudi clubs. You know what? You know what? Yeah, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. If it happens, we'll talk about it. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going to say that though. It's okay. All right, guys, should we start now? We'll quickly just go through some of the games because it takes forever. What? Oh, Indicala just put out something new now. That's annoying. Wolves are expected to agree a sale of Jorgen Strand Larsen to NUFC for a package worth around £60 million. Oh, Anthony Gordon also has a red no? Haha. £60 million. My God, Wolves are milking them. Wolves are milking them. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Not going to solve anything. Bro, it doesn't matter if it solves anything or not. No, people need to learn the hard way, my friend. It's as simple as that. What's your thought on Bruno and the refereeing bumping incident? Dude, people took that out of context, Red Devil. He said it bothered him that he didn't apologize and just ran into him, which is fine. But the part that no one apparently read was just after that saying, "That's no excuse to miss a penalty. I missed a penalty because I kicked the ball really badly." That's all I'm gonna say. Remember when you signed Casemiro, so much hype and all, but what happened? KV, that doesn't really solve the point. That's not really the point either. It's not about hype, dude. Who wouldn't be hyped to sign Casemiro from Real Madrid? Any team would be hyped to sign him. The point is how are the rest of the players doing? And by the way, when Casemiro was in form, we actually looked a lot better. And we definitely finished a lot better. Let's just put it that way. Finish on the table, I mean. But yeah. Yoro will put him in the bag, trust me. Put him in the bag. Almost forgot where's the bias right back in the world. Precisely my point. That's another thing people don't talk about Dallo, isn't it? That he's always fit. I can still accept a Menu sale for Baliba, but not a Bruno sale for Baliba. To be honest, I get it. Menu wants a World Cup. He wants more money. What has he proved to get 180k? Baby Rolls Royce Yoro, Lenny. I would only sell Bruno if I was guaranteed another Bruno. Yeah, good luck with that, dude. Don't see that happening at all. You're not going to get another Bruno, and everyone's going to bitch and moan about that too. On top of it, it is what it is, man. Anyway, what? Arsenal approached Girona for Arnau Martinez with a proposal €8 plus 10 euro, 10 million euros. Okay, fine. All right, should we get into it? Let's get into what was the first match of the week? Chelsea West Ham. Maybe that's what we should talk about in order. Then is great. I know what you were going to say. Take the bag, Bruno, and run, Bruno, before this bum of a manager makes you an eternal villain. Anyway, West Ham versus Chelsea at whatever the stadium's called, London Stadium. Let's just call it the London Stadium. Absolutely got hammered. West Ham start off brilliantly. First goal, Lucas Paqueta. Wonderful shot. Everyone was going crazy. Lucas Paqueta was doing a little jump and a dance. It was a good goal, to be fair. But, as we all know, West Ham are absolute crap. They said they were going to get hammered and people said it was going to be tight. 10 minutes later, Joao Pedro with a header from across from Cucurella. Then Pedro Neto scores from an assist from Joao Pedro. Then Estevao with a cut back feed in Enzo Fernandez. I don't know how Enzo Fernandez was that deep into the box. He was basically across the goal line. But Estevada looked brilliant. He had some magical individuality there. And not just for the goal, even without not during the goal, even in general. He looked really looked electric. Esteban. Moises Caicedo with an absolute. I mean, Moses Caicedo's goal was probably the worst because I believe Hermanson thought he was playing the ball as lava. Terrible. Then Chalobah to finish it off with another assist from João Pedro. I think Pedro got 2 assists and a goal, so he started out well. We won't forget Cole Palmer did get injured in the warm up, and apparently he's not been seen training yet. So everybody that has Cole Palmer, sorry. Whoever has Cole Palmer going into FPL, you could change him, but there's no guarantee he is or he is not going to play. So enjoy that decision making for FPL game week 3. Being always fit is the standard we are setting now. Well, since I always stay fit, I demand 300k wages and team captaincy. Wait, what are we always talking about? No, Destroyer. Don't do this again like Twitter. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying there is a reason he picks Dallo. The reason he picks Dallo is because Dallo is the best option out of Ahmad and Mazraoui at that position. You may not like it. You know what? I also don't like it. But the difference is I can admit that. I can admit he's the best option. Mazraoui will not able to run up and down for 90 minutes, mark my words. And for whatever reason, Amad Diallo doesn't believe in crossing with his his right foot. That's it. It can be as simple as that. Destroy. It doesn't have to be complicated. I know Ruben Amorim likes to complicate a lot of things, but a lot of things are pretty simple based on what we are seeing at the moment. That's what I will say about that. Bruno's not playing in his best position. He's useless as a DLP. And have you lost your head selling a young player with the potential to keep a 32-year-old? Bruno's still 30, by the way. Abhijit, I know that's not the point, but he still is 30. Let's not make him older and older every year. At the end of the day, I don't think he thinks Menu can play that position, Abhijit. And again, it's like the Dallo thing. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. But that's what it seems like. Actually, like Amram, him and Arteta are competing for the best looking manager. Oh, they both lost. Are you joking? Scott Parker looks way better than both of them. Scott Parker looks like he hasn't aged, dude. He stopped playing He stopped playing football 10 years ago. He's looking brilliant, dude. You saw him all decked out in his suit. Perfect time for the Turf Moor home win. Brilliant. That championship trauma came back to Sunderland, It shook away the Stadium of Light performance. And we will get into that, by the way. We will get into the Burnley. I mean, we'll briefly get into it. I'm not going to pretend like I'm a Burnley fan, Yeah, but Chelsea, West Ham, absolute demolition. I said it. Potter is the first one to get sacked. People are saying no, but that's a different reason. That's not performance based. I think our boy Potter's going now that Brentford have won their game as well. By the way, Dango Utara, Toli is a good player. Scores on debut for Brentford, beats Aston Villa 1-0. Unai Emery is on 1.2. He's getting the good evening kicked out of him, which is brilliant. Ouattara debut goal, a lot of debut goals. I love that about the Premier League and debutants. Get a lot of debut goals. I love it. Debut goals, debut assists. Steve Abraham, the season is long enough, and if Menu doesn't play in games that should not be an issue, in my opinion, he'll get his chance. But Steve Abraham, it is all context based what you're trying to say. When we are losing against Arsenal, why are we bringing on defenders? When we are drawing in Fulham, why are we bringing on defenders when we have attacking options on the bench? It's not about minutes. It's about context. You gotta look at the context here. There is no excuse. There is no excuse for Kobe Menu to have 0 minutes after 2 games. That is the issue. Is that 180k number real? But let's just say it is, Abhijit. Let's just say it is, because who cares, right? Who cares? Let's just say it is real. He can ask for what he wants. He's in his last year of his contract. he can ask for what he wants. Whether it's worth it or not is a whole different. We have been spending this entire season going, is he worth it? Is he worth it? Is he worth it, bro? If people are paying for it, people are paying for it. Do I think is he done anything for 180k? Of course not. But does that mean someone won't pay for it? I don't know. A lot of people might pay for it. They don't have to. They don't have to. If he makes it past the January transfer window and he doesn't sign his contract, he's going for free. That 180k is nothing. That 180k is nothing. It is. He's getting 720k a month in a 10 month. He's not even getting 7 million, dude. They'll pay 40 million worth of his salary. That's it for a 5-year contract. It'll be the best business they'll ever do. Because if he does well in 1 year, he might get sold for more than 40 million. They got him on a free. So yeah. I want Bruno to win something with this. I believe he can with Amram. And if Menu wants money and leaves his Boyd club, then he can leave. 180k in pounds, not even euros. Yeah. We do pounds here. Especially because they talk in English about English stuff. They talk in pounds. If we are doing business with Europe, they do it in euros. What the Sigma is better looking manager competition? I say sell both Bruno, Menu, Casemiro, and get Wharton, Yulman, and Baliba. Yeah, there's a better chance of me dating a Playboy model than any of those things happening this window or the next window for that matter. Sentiments. Grimsby and then Burnley. Yes, Mystics has both Bruno and Menu and Casemiro. I'd be more happy if a United through and through wins something too. Yeah, but where's the United through and through? We either sell them all or they sit on the bench now. That we have that record, by the way, which no one's mentioning. If Amarim destroys that record for us, I'm going to be really pissed. Let me just put it that way. We have that record since the 1930s. You better not fuck that up, or I'm going to really lose my shit. I don't give a shit. Okay, there are some points in pride where you have to just be proud. It doesn't matter what is your status currently in football. I get your point, but Ahmad doesn't cross with left foot. Neither does Dallo with his right. Mazraoui can't run for 90 minutes. Yeah, but we don't need a marathon runner down the way. We can say whatever you want, Destroyer. I told Abhijit the same thing. Abhijit got mad at me last week. I'm saying, mark my words. Mark my words. He'll pick Dallo more often than not this season. Mark my words. Amad Diallo took a stupid shot on his left foot, and in 2 minutes later, Dallo was on the pitch. Mark my words. Mark my words. We will see more Dallo than Ahmad on the right wing back position. I don't know if when Mazrao is going to get fit, so I can't say anything about that. You're going to get a scratchy win against Grimsby. I'm not sure about Brown. Should we even get a scratchy win against Grimsby? I mean, even with Anthony and all the terrible crap we had, 18 months ago, we played Newport County and won 3-0. Should we even scrape through? Newport County was in the same division, I believe. Suppose we're going to find out, isn't it? We're going to get I suppose we'll find out. We shouldn't have bought mbeumo and sold Menu and have sold Menu and get both Wharton and Baliba. Interesting. It's clearly a point to tear down his image. No, Fredrickson will always be there. He better be there. So no academy players got minutes in the last 2 games. No. It's academy players either played or been on the bench. It's not over. What did I say? You did say Sackham, yes. Sakon is here. I hope I'm saying that right. Ruben Amorim system lack goals. Facts. Lacks a lot of things, but goals is what we really need at the moment. Anyway, we were talking about the West Ham game. Now we'll talk about Man City, Tottenham, shall we? Little bit. Man, Palinia looked so good. The pressure from Spurs players was so good. So good. I mean, Brennan Johnson scored what we call in Goa a Lalu goal. That's what I will call it. I believe Kudus did all the work and he just stood there like a fool and he scored the goal. He did nothing the whole game except scored a goal. Sorry, Richarlison, that is. And then Palinia puts it away and then then you see a certain somebody looking, how should we put it? really stressed out in Pep Guardiola before the before halftime, which is yeah, it was fun to see. It was fun to see. Let me just put it that way. It was fun to see that. You're looking a little stressed there. Doesn't have what to adapt to back three or back five. Won't be successful. Yeah. West Bengal, West Bengal Am got slapped. My God, they are down. Hold that Moyes sacking because it, bro. That even Moyes said it like the West Ham fans wanted me to leave because of style of play, and he was like, "What style of play?" And I was like, "Oh, not you, Moise, not you, Moise. Don't say it like that." But oh, that was so on the nose. He was like, "What style of play does West Ham have?" I was like, Moise wasn't happy. And then on top of that, at the end of the season, he finishes above them too, which is even more brilliant if you think about it. But yeah, wait, I'm trying to look for something. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, Palinia's goal was like in the box goal. That was a nice one. Um, what else happened? I knew he got injured, which just proves my point that everyone is just dropping like flies at the moment. By the way, no midfielder this window. Who's surprised, Destroyer? Who's surprised by that? We should have got Baliba. We didn't. Really believe Mount can revive his career under Amarim, but he has to stay fit. Well, I guess we'll see. Cunha got called up in Brazil, but Vinny and Rodrigo didn't. That's weird. Nathan, next manager, and who will it be? Last working month of Amarim? No, I think Amarim will at least have 10 games. Bring Andoni Iraola before it's too late. I believe Sekon is believe he is a United fan. At least the thumbnail, yes. Mateus Cunha. Oh, that's a lovely thumbnail. Yeah, that's the person I would want. Him or Glasner, Sekon. That's what I said the other day. So I have to say it again. Can't really, change. But yeah, Andoni Iraola would be the person I'd be most curious to get back. Speaking of, yes, hold on. Let's just stay back on track, shall we? So another win for Spurs. I believe Arsenal and Tottenham are top 1 and 2 now. So it was wonderful performance again. Defensively astute by Frank. 60-40 possession. I mean, Frank's just doing Frank's things, dude. Honestly, what was it? 10 shots City, 12 shots Spurs, more big chances. I mean, what is it? More shots on target. Brilliant, just brilliant. Honestly, Frank is just it, bro. Frank has done really, really well. He started out really, really strong. Big fan of Frank. Then we have Bournemouth versus Wolves. Marcus Tavernier was a 1-0 goal. I believe it was a deflected goal. Andoni Iraola has bounced back from his hard loss to Liverpool. I think they maybe kind of deserve to get something out of it, but they didn't in the end, unfortunately. 60% possession by Bournemouth, 14 shots to 6. I mean, they bossed it. Over 150 plus passes, more shots on target. Wolves had one shot on target. That's it. Gomes got a last man foul, red card there. I mean, what was it? 49th minute. It's a little. I mean, they did well to defend if you think about it, because they only conceded one goal, and that too before the red card. So fair play to Wolves. They stayed strong. They might be losing Strand Larson for 60 million now. Finally, Newcastle might get a W. Finally. Can Mount be played in place of Bruno? He's done that role in Tuchel's Chelsea. Well, Shobajit, this is the thing I would say. Why didn't he just swap Mount and Bruno in the same game? They were playing right in front of each other. Why didn't he just swap them? He didn't, did he? Things are being complicated here. Apparently, managers, when they come to United, tend to forget common sense. I don't want to back the manager. Listen, Sekon, we will cook with glass now. And if we have more players to sort of play this formation now, I don't know how it works because if we get rid of all our wingers, we are going to have no wingers. So if we buy Raola who plays left wing, then we got to go buy a new left winger. Then that just becomes a cycle again, doesn't it, Saquon? I hope I'm saying your name right. By the way, I keep saying Saquon. And don't know if I am. Uh, Apparently, managers when they I read that. Believe it or not, Spurs are way better squad than United. Frank got most of his players perfected there in United. He would have also had to do this way. He would also look like. Yeah. Listen, man, I wanted Frank when I heard we were talking about Tuchel, and I heard that we are going to sack Ten Hag before the FA Cup final. It is what it is. Yeah, I agree on that criticism. You could have actually improved from mistake at the end of the day, whether people like to admit it or not. People go, players are not good, this is not good, that is not good, these people played badly, those people played badly. In the first 15 minutes, we could have been 2-0 up. Bruno hits the penalty, we would be 3-0 up. We hit the post. Cunha hit a terrible shot on a one-on-one. Who hits it high, up high when you're on the bounce? You hit it down low, right, to force the dive. You don't hit it up high, right? You try to make him move, right? If you hit it up high, all he has to do is this. But if you hit it low, he's got to try and get down low, which makes the save more difficult and more impossible. And then Bruno missed the penalty. We could have won that game 3-1. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Cunha and Mbeumo can play on the wings, in my opinion. I don't know if any of them can play on the left wing. I know Bruno. If they play 4-3-3, I would go Menu, Bruno, Cunha, Mbeumo on the right wing, Sesko up front. Left wing, I don't know. Maybe we'll use Ahmad on the left wing because he apparently can't cross on his right foot anymore. So yeah. Yeah, fucked up, Nathan. If Amram gets sacked and if the next manager comes, who plays back four? We don't have wingers. That's what I said. Oh, I must have said it and didn't read what you said, Shanks. But yes. I was thinking about Lamens and I realized that we're getting a 25 million keeper for our bench. Sometimes I feel like we're champions of the effing world. I actually think Lamens is going to replace Bayendir, believe it or not. But yeah. I mean, to be really, really honest, you have to question United's players' intensity. Well, you could do that swap, but like I said, in the first 15 minutes, we should have been 3-0 up. Then we are not even having this discussion. The chances we had in the first 3 minutes could have finished, first 15 minutes could have finished this game off. At the end of the day, there's nothing Ruben Amorim can do about that. That I will agree on. The fact that we didn't finish your food, there's nothing you can do that about. I will say this though. That chance if Sesko had, he could have probably made a better decision because he's used to playing number 9. He's used to taking the ball that way. Cunha's more ball on the feet, make a dribbling run forward, right? This was a long bounce from Bayendir, chest set, decides where to shoot. Maybe Sesko could have done better there. But then again, he chose not to play at number 9. We had 2 on the bench. So, got to call it out. Bruno, number 10, Menu and Ugarte DMs. Yeah, sure, whatever. But I still don't know if Cunha can play left wing. Left wing will be the issue. You could do that. Hi Nathan, sack the man. I can't say that yet, dude. Although I have a feeling a lot of people. If something bad happens at Grimsby Town, get ready. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get very ugly in the fan base. We'll have to play GOAT or a cheap copy of CR7. No, he's going. The talks are advanced, Shanks. I think by the end of the week, he will go. Out of 11 players, currently only 3, 4, 2 of them are forward are intense. But being intense is not just enough, no? You have to also move correctly. You also have to finish when you get chances. You also have to make the right decisions. Being intense also is not just good enough. I feel maybe the problem is coaching. Whenever they are whatever they're teaching is not getting through to the players. Well, Karthik, a lot of people said Oli wasn't coaching anybody and yet we were winning more games. So I don't know. We have a left winger. I'm wondering why the diamond went. No one uses it now. No one uses 4-4-2, Shanks. Why are we even talking about the diamond? No one really uses the 4-4-2. I don't know why we got Olise wouldn't have experiences unfit Mbeumo stuff. Well, to be fair to Mbeumo, now people might say I'm biased. He didn't get a preseason, so no wonder he's not fit. Right? The same energy must be kept for Sesko, but except he keeps playing Brian Mbeumo and not playing Sesko, which again I don't understand. But yeah. But games don't last 15 minutes, bro. We have to push, but we were clueless the whole second half. Agree. Second half was, I mean, if you thought the first half was bad, the second half was just sad. Amram said Maza will be fit next week, so we can expect him in the Man City match. You think so? Who's he? You really think he's going to play Mazraoui at right wing back? Okay, we'll see. Bro, I'm not getting my hopes up, Ashish. Feel free to get your hopes up, my friend. It will not be me, though. Your favorite Simeone uses it. He's a bum. Bro, we all want to back the manager. He's just giving us reasons not to. I agree. जो मोहक खुद बोल रहा था जो भी हो we need to back the manager for the full season. Now he's saying he might have to sack after 2 games. I like Mohawk by the way. No, but dude, there is no way regular people are going to back Amarim if we lose tomorrow. I don't think I can explain this to you any better mistake. Anyone that says back the manager if we lose to Grimsby Town, I'm going to be shocked. That's all I'll say. Yeah, even I might have to backtrack on that. Sadly, I don't want to, but I might have to. I wish now we got a Kuduso Elanga, at least keep crossing the ball. Yeah, but we had Elanga, right? Somebody sold him, just like somebody sold our keeper. And now 2 years later, we need a new keeper. But yeah. I'm just thinking out loud. We do have multiple problems. Maybe it's just one of them. 100%. It's one of many. It is one of many a problem. Ole was vibes demon. He picked attacking players and did not miss profile. So was he really a vibes demon if he correctly profiled players and played attacking football, or was he just an attacking manager, even if it was counter attacking? It's still front foot, isn't it? I think Ole used a diamond in COVID season. Yeah, he also used a back three when we played at PSG and I want to say Dortmund. He actually beat PSG that game, which is crazy. That's the first time we saw Luke Shaw play centre back, left centre back, and people were like, "How is he going to play centre back?" And then, fast forward, 5 years later, he's playing left-sided centre back now. Will you take Ole back at Manchester United? No comments, dude. It broke me when I saw him in tears. I won't do it to him. Let him vibe out in Turkey, bro. Let him get a new hairline. Maybe let him get a new beard line. I'm not doing that. I have too much respect for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to do that kind of mess to him, dude. Let me just put it that way. Yeah. People thought we could do better. Currently, no proof of that. I mean, sorry, people will say the trophies. No actual proof of that. It was a vibes demon, though. Langa had to be sold to be improved. Now we could have got him. But, bro, we'd buy him on a loss then, wouldn't we? We sold him at 15 and bought him at 55. We should have just developed him, right, Mystic? That's the real point. Wait. Points in the chat for who thought Anthony Elanga was a good player. Like, which coach really liked Elanga? Points in the chat. I'll wait. We are again in the same cycle. We deeply know the system will not work and don't know what to do exactly. Ole vibingly did a double over Man City. No one has yet done it after him. Just vibes, innit? Just vibes. Viking vibes, dude. No one would succeed at United. It's musical managers we are playing, not football. It's a good one. Musical managers. Anyone guess? Anyone guess? Actually, it's not Ole Vedant. Fun fact. It's not Ole who liked him. It is actually Ralf Ragnick who liked him a lot. What about Joachim Löw? Come on, dude. He's not gonna coach these clowns. He runs a tight ship, dude. We're not. A lot of these people aren't tight ship worthy. Not Mourinho, dude. No. I don't think Mourinho was here when Elanga was. No. Mourinho wasn't here when Elanga was. He was here when McTominay was here, though. Ragnick. Yeah, Ragnick loved him. Remember he scored that goal against Leeds? I believe that was when Ragnick was here. Ralf Ragnick loved Anthony Elanga. Hey, you know what? Another guy that was very good at profiling players. I still say to this day, it's a hot take and no one's going to believe me, but Austria versus, I want to say Turkey. Austria versus Turkey was my favorite Euros game in the last European Championships. Shout out to Rangers. If McTominay was here today, we would have sold Menu right away. We would have got Baliba to partner. You know what's funny thing? Apparently, Ruben Amorim was disappointed McTominay was not here when he came. Wan Bissaka better than Dalot. At what though? Van Bissaka still hitting ankle high crosses. We watched the West Ham game. I watched the Chelsea West Ham game, not with you guys, but I watched it later after the watch along. Ankle high crosses. If you're gonna go early, you gotta go early. You can't run down to the byline and then hit it on the ground. First defender will clear it, which he did, which happened to us hundreds of times when Van Bissaka played football for us. Hundreds and hundreds of times. It was a nice coin term here, ankle high crosses. All the OGs will know. We've been saying it forever. And he's gone to West Ham and he does some more the same thing. Nothing's changed. 4-2-2. Can we win this season? It's not looking good, Nitesh. I can't lie. The beginning of the season, I did say yes to you. At the moment, it's currently not looking good. Why don't people understand the time they asked to give him is earned? ETH earned by winning home games for a long time. Ole got it by winning 17 games in a row. Yeah, of course. People don't understand that because people don't want to keep sacking managers, basically. With the 4-2-2 under Radney, I still remember your reaction after seeing the lineup. Can't lie, Ragnick gave me some stress, but I'll never forget the Elanga push too. You have to win it for both Manchesters. I just guess I started following club football and United for 22. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, he actually liked Anthony Elanga a lot, and we sold him and Dan James to get Anthony. So that was brilliant. You can disagree, but Bellingham is a sasta version of Mexos. No, don't try to get me clipped up by doing all this. Anyway, I'll just go through some of the games, guys. We'll go in about 20 minutes. It has been fun though, for sure. We'll do Burnley versus Sunderland. Okay, so now this is my favorite kind of result. When the goal scorers are the assisters as well. So Josh Cullen had this beautiful around the keeper, what we would call in FC a finesse shot around the goalkeeper from an assist by Jadon Anthony. And then when Sunderland were trying to push and get that goal, the 88th minute, Josh Cullen hits a beautiful cross court, off center onto the left flank pass for Jadon Anthony behind the last defender. Jadon Anthony, another brilliant finish. So Jadon Anthony and Josh Cullen, both goals and assisters in the same game. The championship curse continued with Burnley as Burnley was the best team in the championship. I believe Sunderland cracked under the championship pressure. Yet they somehow beat West Ham. It just makes you wonder how bad West Ham is really. Nothing else. West Ham are currently -7 goal difference, which is, I believe it's just above Leeds, isn't it? Leeds is worse, I guess. No, Leeds is not worse. Sorry. Apologies. Leeds is not worse. Wolves is worse. No goals scored, 5 conceded. Apologies to Leeds. That's the only time I'll give them one. Oh, it's only a -4 goal difference. Fair enough. Everything from the Chelsea game, basically. Yeah, so that was a fun game. Josh Cullen, one of the better championship players, even when he came up last time with Burnley. It's a solid player, but he just can't get over to the Prem level. Many championship players like that, quite honestly, but that was a brilliant pass by him on the counter, halfway line. Hold on, let me just catch up and read some of these chats before I go to the next one. Next match, by the way, Arsenal Leeds. Slot brought attacker for an attacker yesterday, but our manager brought Heaven and Maguire for an Ugarte. Yeah, that is... See, this is what I'm saying, right? There are some things you cannot just shrug off because you want to give manager the time. There is no excuse for it, unfortunately. Nexos is just aura farming in Italy. Bro, I thought he scored the second goal too. It just missed everybody and went in. That goalkeeper, my God, that goalkeeper was Onana levels, wasn't it? The ball just bounced under him, bounced around him, and went into the goal. He was nowhere near the ball. The ball touched nobody, and it just went in. Like I said, the world isn't ready for De Bruyne, McTominay midfield. People laughed at me. First game, Maguire, De Bruyne, McTominay on the goal sheet. There you go. If we lose the EFL game, that is fine. But after 2 PL games, if you say things like we may sack him as number 1 Indian MUFC YouTuber when the same person said I'll back him, Ashish, I get it. Listen, I love Mohawk. And I didn't hear him say this. So I'm just going to, I'm just believing what you said because I didn't hear it. We cannot lose to Grimsby Town, Ashish. I don't think you understand. We cannot, under any circumstance, lose to Grimsby Town. Now, that might sound dramatic, but I'm being dead serious. Mohawk's not the only one who might be Amarim out if we lose to Grimsby. I don't think you understand how bad Grimsby Town is compared to the level we are playing. I'll say it one more time. We played Newport County about 18 months ago, maybe 2 years ago now. We won 3-0 and Anthony got a goal and assist. Anthony, the guy that none of us want. Look at all the better players we have in the team. We cannot afford to lose to Grimsby. Also, one more thing, Ashish. Forget what who said it. Forget what I said. Forget what Moak said. Forget what anyone said. We can't lose so early into a cup competition, dude. We aren't even supposed to be in this round of the cup competition. We are in this round of the cup competition because we finished 15th. Grimsby should be playing some other Premier League side right now. That's how badly we must not lose this game. That's what I'm saying. It's not about how big of a YouTuber you are and which country you're in. No one should expect us to lose to Grimsby. And if we lose to Grimsby, things should happen. You have to do something about it. And it's either you buy a bunch of players in the last 4 days, or I don't know, something has to happen. If United drops points against Burnley or worst case lose to Grimsby, then will Amram be sacked? It's Manchester United, so anything can happen. Exactly, Vian. Anything could happen. That's a great point. I heard you have a match tomorrow, Grimsby Town. Yes. Don't worry, dude. You're there in the next round. It's not like you're not going to be there. Man, like there's a YouTuber called Jude. Suppose McTominay was there. Where do you think he and Bruno would have played? I guess it would depend on who we buy after that mistake. Because if what is true is Amarim did want McTominay, then Bruno would be up front, and then we'd probably just buy 110. Maybe buy a right wing back like everyone complains about. So anything could have happened. That's the problem. We lost to this West Ham. We did lose to this West Ham. That is true. Sadly. Siddhant, yeah, I'm good. Siddhant, how are you? Let's wait for Liverpool match for Amram to get sacked. Oh God. Firstly, I don't want Amram to be sacked, but if he finishes out of the top 10 and gets sacked, I don't want us to appoint 2-7-0s, 3-1, 3-3 or 10-0 jokers. Just a simple manager with simple tactics. Fair enough. I think we can all agree on that. I say my stance is still, if we finish out of the top 10 at the end of the season, he has to go. I'm still sticking to that. In those kind free kicks is KDB's specialty. He scored same like this against PSG in the UCL semi-final. Listen, there's nothing wrong with the corner. There's nothing wrong with the cross. It's just the goalkeeper was a dud. Those do happen definitely, but he didn't, like, he was nowhere near the ball even. That was the best part. I'll be way too frustrated if we lose tomorrow, but won't say Amram out. Bro, I don't think you understand how bad Grimsby Town is. If Grimsby Town gets relegated, they go into the National League, dude. That's how far down the league table we are talking about. If we lose to Grimsby Town, there's no way Amram so see even Karthik. It's not even me, it's not even Mohawk like you guys are saying. A lot of people are gonna feel that way, man. I don't think you understand how bad Grimsby Town is, Mystic. I don't think you can. Grimsby Town can do the funniest thing. You know what we just checked at Vihan at the beginning of the stream. Grimsby Town has not lost in League 2 yet. They're currently 4th. They have won 3 and they've drawn 2. They played 5 games in League 2 and they've not lost yet. And they're 1 point off the top. And that is the team we get to play at this particular point of time, which is brilliant. I wish United to lose. Come on, man, Shanks. Let's not do that. I'm hammered about without losing to that random ass team. I don't want to be losing the next 2 games. That was my exact point. If we lose the next game, saying things like that would be fine. Exactly. I believe that's what he meant. I hope that's what he meant. I didn't hear it. So, if United lose against Grimsby, it'll be the most embarrassing defeat in United's recent history. And you guys only have the FA Cup and League as realistic options. Exactly, Vihan. This is why we can't lose to Grimsby Town. Precisely. Nathan, what do you think about YouTubers like Ranson Bands or League Gunner? Dude, there is a... If they were bad, they would have 0 audience, Siddhant. So clearly some people resonate with them. I don't necessarily resonate with them. Sometimes I like Ranson Band's humor on the Expressions podcast because that it becomes like a fun thing. It doesn't seem so targeted. It seems like you're saying it for jokes. But then when he does his reactions to players personally, it gets a little more, how should we say, colorful. I'm not really into that. If I'm being honest, I've had my rants here. I have said words that I can't help in anger. But then, If you see, I don't know, Siddhant, if you've been watching, I've been doing reviews. I hope you have been liking and sharing the videos. Great support, by the way. Thank you so much again. Everybody is saying it's good you're keeping calm, Nathan. People are losing it, but I also understand why people are losing. It's just how you word it that matters. There is no doubt, and I'm telling you right now, there is no doubt that I am definitely going to have one of those videos myself, 100% this season. It's just a matter of when, because at the end of the day, frustration's frustration. Everyone gets frustrated. So doing it regularly, it's not really for me, Siddhant. But I clearly they are way more bigger than me, Siddhant. So clearly it resonates with other people. That's all I'll say. League Cup? No, I understood what you meant, Vihan. Yes, League Cup and FA Cup. Cup, basically a cup team this year. Yes. Do you think they both play cam, and would we buy a CM or one CM, one cam, buy another CM cam? Honestly, I think we would have been Casemiro, McTominay, Bruno up front, and a cam. Probably Cunha, because Cunha we bought on a release clause. And I think instead of buying mbeumo, we buy a right wing back or something, because we ended up buying a striker too. So either we buy a goalkeeper or a wing back if McTominay stayed, because we just move other people around, right? We go in order of what we bought. So we need a striker, and we don't have a striker. So Sesko would have been bought. Cunha and Dogu, Leon are on both sides. Sorry, on the same side. Cunha was a buyout clause. So mbeumo would be the odd man out, I believe. We'll not lose to big teams. It's a small and sure win. Small teams and sure wins games. This manager dies. You know, my dream of United winning the league, it can only happen if you win the championship. I'm very optimistic, but since Grimsby is a weak team, Amorim can try a back four against them. Brother, he's not doing that. I'm telling you, you're just going to get triggered tomorrow. Only remember this, Vedant. Grimsby Town hasn't lost yet in League 2. 3 wins, 2 draws. Just remember that. It will happen when Mourinho won't park the bus. Rants and Bans hate Arsenal and Liga hates us. They stream together. It's full of jokes. It is. I was just talking about more when they don't collab, basically. But yes. I have a feeling we're going to reach a point where we will have to substitute the starting players to put Onana behind the Lamens along with Maguire in the opponent's box to score goals. Hope I'm wrong. Oh God, League Gunner's a menace. Anyway, guys, check-in show has become a debate show today. Arsenal beats Leeds 5-0. Leeds. Oh, God, I can't wait to play Leeds at this rate. Who knows what their goal difference is going to be by the time we get there. Victor Gyökeres with a 48-minute goal and a penalty. Max Dowman, by the 15-year-old kid, wins the penalty for Gyökeres. Jurriën Timber, I think Timber's both goals were from in the penalty box. I think one was a set-piece goal. And Bukayo Saka also scores within the penalty box range. He skies it into the roof of the net, I believe. There's nothing to really talk about here. We all thought that was going to happen. Imagine we both lose both Grimsby Town and Burnley. Siddhant, I am 100% sure I don't think he survives. If you remember and here's why I'm saying that. If you remember why Eric Ten Hag didn't survive the international break, right? I believe we changed him during the international break or sacked him during the international break, and then got ruled in for 3 games and then got the new manager. I can't see him surviving if we lose both games. I have to be honest, negative or not negative, I really believe that. Take that for what you will. Take that as whatever you want to take it as, honestly. Then we got, this was a fun game, huh? Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, 1-1. Daniel Munoz finally gets his assist, a cut back to Ismail Assar, who, honestly, from the angle I saw it, it looked like it went out, but of course it didn't. Ismail Assar has also opened his goal scoring tally, as well as he did an Eberechi Eze celebration, which is interesting. But he did that. And Dan N'Doye, not David. Dan N'Doye gets his opening assist on his debut for Cho Callum Hudson-Odoi, with lovely goal. Dan N'Doye, just after the halfway line, whips it around. Beautiful dummy by the striker. It was 2-on-2 on the other side. I believe it was Wood. I believe Wood held on. I believe Wood, yes. Wood was shielding one of the defenders. I think it was Lacroix. And I think, believe Hudson-Odoi ran around the other goalkeeper. It was a beautiful pass, much like the Cullen pass. And then Hudson-Odoi puts it in a way, or as people like to call him, Cho. So yeah, imagine we lose. Oh, I read that, but it'll be fun. By the way, it'll be fun to watch all three of our keepers in the opponent's box. Amaram will say a keeper knows another keeper, so we choose to threaten the opponent's keepers with our three. Saurabh. Imagine if we lose against City and Chelsea after that. No. Everyone wants Amram to do well, but he needs to give the fans something. Exactly, Karthik. That's exactly the point. What will you say if it's 1-1 in Grimsby? Bro, it can't be 1-1. There is no replays. We have to win. We can't lose. Kobe loses a ball at such a place that defense can do nothing and say, and they score and we lose. Will these pro Menu guys say? They'll say nothing, dude, because it's not. It'll be Menu's fault for the goal, but not for the fact that he's not signed a new contract. Why not play Lord Harry as false nine? Oh God, guys, don't give me trauma before the match starts. Shanks too slow on contact on counter. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, 7 games. Okay, Everton, Brighton. Ooh, getting to this game. We won't do the United Fulham one because we've already spoken about that, so there's no point. 2 more games, Everton, Brighton, and obviously yesterday's game, which I can't wait to talk to before we wrap up. Jimmy Garner, good old Jimmy. What a goal by Jimmy Garner, and what a great performance by Jack Grealish. 2 assists. A beautiful cutback for Iliman and Dye, and then the layoff for good old Jimmy. Oof, Jimmy at left back, bro. What do you know about that? Jimmy at left back. Oof. Why couldn't he play left back when he played us? Dude, Luke Shaw never played football. He could have easily played left back for us. Damn it, man. Good old Jimmy, honestly. But Jack Grealish, wow, he looked good. He looked good. Let's see some of his stats. Not that I'm a stat merchant, but still. What are you at? 2 assists, 57 touches, 29 out of 35 passes complete. Key passes 3. No crosses accurate, no long balls accurate. Basically says he better to pass it on the ground. 5 dribbles, 1 successful attempt, 12 ground duels, 5-1. Possession loss 16 times, that's not great. Total tackles 3. Listen, man, he got the assist, that's what matters. Was in and around that penalty box. That's where the heat map is. Didn't go down the byline too much. More of a cutback merchant. But yeah, I mean, brilliant goal by Jimmy Garner. I just wanted to say that. Probably shouldn't have let him go, but apparently we needed to make money to get the players we wanted, so we had to sell him that year. I believe I forgot who we got to buy when we sold Jimmy, but he was part of the need to go people, so we can get players in, and I'm glad to see he's doing well. That's all I'll say about that. And the last game, guys, the Alexander Isak derby. Before we do that, let me just read some of your chats again. When we are attacking, yeah, okay, about the Harry Maguire thing, it's just luck and balls fall in the feet. Playing Lord Harry at 9 is the tactic Amram has been using when he makes substitution. It's the tactic we have been all frustrated with. I think he meant not as a substitute, just play him as 9, from minute 1. Imagine Shashko leaves the club after 4 years and writes a book called What Defenders Could I Tame When the Crosses Never Came. I'm just mocking Hammer and we don't have a plan B, correct? That it doesn't have a plan A. Oof. I feel like we need to engage mbeumo more. A guy with 20 goals last season has 0 shots last game. Yeah, also his positioning seems to be off. He looks a little off, man. He looks a little rusty. I just don't think we should start them just because because we bought them new. We should definitely play them into form instead of start them into form. But here we'll go. Should we see this? Okay, so let's just see. Wow, okay. Wow. Liverpool were really clinical. They got 5 shots and they got 4 shots on target and scored 3 goals. Incredible. Newcastle did well for 10 men, yeah. Honestly, they really did well for 10 men. So the absolute barn burner that was yesterday's match, Liverpool Newcastle. I mean, we knew there were going to be reds, but I guess from not the person we thought there would be a stupid foul by like absolutely stupid foul by Anthony Gordon. I mean, I don't even understand what he was trying to do there. To be honest, didn't he play striker? He played striker and he just crashed in from behind. And I mean, you saw the mark on Virgil van Dijk's leg. He's lucky he didn't break his leg. Honestly, it was really bad. And mbeumo doesn't look fit. He doesn't look fit right now. That's true. But how did it start? It started, I believe, with a lovely goal by Ryan Gravenberch, who hit it low and into the corner of the net, much like Jimmy Garner did the night before. And it was a beautiful goal. Got a slight deflection. But keeper couldn't do anything with that. I don't believe the keeper even moved. To be honest, the ball that it was that close to the goal. That was the first goal. And then the second goal, just from the edge of the box. Just from the edge of the box, we got Hugo Ekitike, who's now currently on 3 goals, I believe. With a lovely finish there, lovely strike. And then good old Anthony Gordon, just before the half, eats that red, which is brilliant. So basically, the second half was 10 men Newcastle. They were 2-0 down at 46 minutes. They straight into the game. Arnie Slot didn't even come out. Onto the dugout before they scored their second goal. Cody Gakpo with 2 assists, by the way. This was more of a layoff, to be fair. And then it happened. Bruno Guimaraes gets a yellow card. There's more pressure. Dan Burn gets a yellow card. Pressure's building. They're already on 10 man. Then a throw-in comes in from Valentino Livramento. It gets headed back out straight to him. Then he goes a far post cross. There is Bruno Guimaraes 10 minutes after getting his yellow card, scores the header, and then the comeback begins. The pressure and the changes made to keep everybody fresh. And Liverpool started looking languid, and as you know, they got only half the shots on target, which is crazy considering the whole second half they were down. Newcastle was down to 10 men, and here's the best part: Newcastle had 11 men on the pitch in the first game, and then had 10 men on the pitch in the second game. 2 matches, 2 red cards when you play against Newcastle. Then Willie Osula scores, and then you think, oh my God, is this happening? And it did happen. It did happen because Rio mbeumo, I think that's how you say it, comes off the bench in, I think, in extra time. And 4 minutes later, Salah cuts back. Dominic Szoboszlai, or however you say it, dummies. And Rio mbeumo, the 16-year-old who went to school today probably, curls it across the goal, and the crowd goes wild. The Liverpool crowd, because they were at St. James's Park, and the Isak derby was reclaimed by Liverpool. Dramatic circumstances. A banger of a way to finish off the last game in the league. For the game week, I mean, obviously. And yeah, that's how that ended. And the game week basically came to a close. Yeah. He's not a cam mate. Cam means central attacking mid. He doesn't play centrally. Okay, well, he's bulky for cam. New Everton Stadium is nice. It is nice, isn't it? So close to the water. He's bulky for a cam. I feel Amarim needs to be less stubborn, a formula, practically possible plan to win games. We have been stuck in this rut for a long time. Get to winning ways and up your confidence. Trashy Brennan should be fired. Bro, he didn't do anything except score that goal. And I think that goal even hit the goalkeeper, didn't it? It's a type of a lamb or ram. Okay. Or if you go by the old term, LFRF. Okay, fair enough. Rasputin's here. Do you think Ruben will give a chance to upcoming talent Kai Rooney and JJ Gabriel? He better not, man. No. Let those boys stay in the under 18s, please. Nope. You're not interested. Thank you. Danny Ceballos wants Olympic Marseille move. He trusts the project and wants to play on a regular basis ahead of the World Cup 2026. Deal depends on Real Madrid, bro. Sell him if you don't want to play him, man. What are you keeping him for? Let him go. Only has good positioning and shooting. That's it. You can believe he scored 22 goals and 10 assists for last season. It is tough to believe, but yes, I believe that. I mean, it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. It happened, didn't it? Where is our midfielder? We need at Rasputin. It's not happening. Just calm down. Don't get yourself excited. Anyway, guys, it's been almost 2 hours now. I was live. I was supposed to only do the show for an hour, but time goes by when you're having fun. Tomorrow, 12:30, Grimsby Town. The undefeated Grimsby Town, by the way, I might add. The menacing Grimsby Town. The League 2 favourites Grimsby Town takes on Manchester United. Second round on the EFL Cup. And Konate, his mind is already made for Madrid. I won't sell him in window. Yeah, he's looking shaky as hell, Biko. Question is, where's Amarim's brain and common sense? He goes for Wales as well. Maybe because he's not back to his proper fitness. According to me, he has low center of gravity, good crossing, pace, can provide decent through balls, and can score goals, so he can play. It's the funny thing. He was, I think, the last man in both games, but he couldn't reach the ball in time, unfortunately. He looked off pace. Even in the last game, it was the same thing. Their form scares me. Their form should scare you. The mighty Grimsby Town. Undefeated in the league. They're next. The undefeated Grimsby Town against winless Manchester United. Can it be done? Can we do the impossible? Are we ready for the Fernandes show? Stay tuned to find out tomorrow. Good night, guys. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm just going to set up the stream in about 10 minutes. But tomorrow we will be there for the game. In the meantime, enjoy your night. Don't stress about the game. Enjoy tomorrow morning. And let's see what happens. Take care, guys. Good night, and I'll see you in the next one.